Like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty. Wait, what? Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
We've got trade wars, rising costs, global chaos, and a skyrocketing national debt. It's no wonder gold keeps hitting record highs. With everything going on in the world, thousands of hardworking Americans are looking to help diversify their savings with precious metals like gold and silver. And they're turning to the top-rated gold company, Goldco. Right now, Goldco is offering you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. Plus, you could get an unlimited instant match and bonus silver if you qualify. Find out how you can diversify your savings, tax and penalty-free today. Call 855-969-GOLD. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. On I-135, southbound traffic is heavy between 37th Street and 21st. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Areas of fog this morning, then sunny, breezy, and much warmer today. High 63 with winds becoming northwest 10 to 20 and gusty. Clear and middle 30s tonight. Sunshine, breezy, and mild on Friday, a high in the low 60s. We'll dip to 58 on Saturday, then it's 65 to 70 with sunshine on Sunday and Monday. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Tide is the official sponsor of Odyssey's big game coverage. Tune in all week long for nonstop previews and analysis leading up to kickoff on February 8th. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide. Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Alfront. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. James Harden incredibly has done it again, forced his way off the Clippers to another team, in this case the Cavs, where he says he's, quote, excited to chase his first title, end of quote. You could have done that right where you were with the Clippers, who have played as well or better than anybody in the last 2 months. Or you could have done it any number of other places where you routinely disappeared, melted down, or flat out went into the tank in the postseason, and specifically in Game 7s. So you're telling me that's what this is about, chasing your first title? Or is it about what it's always been about, you abandoning the fight, abandoning your teammates, bouncing and forcing your way out when you don't get what you want, in this case, a new contract? I know you say that's not the case, but isn't that exactly what this is, Beard? Isn't this about you running your Beard playbook to perfection by pulling out the fat suit and threatening to go into Operation Shutdown if you don't get what you want? This is about a whole lot of things, Beard, but winning a ring is not one of them. I'm Jim Rome.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. we've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here on the morning after a big shocker win last night that we'll dig into today. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland here with you for the next little while on KFH. We've got Tim Fitzgerald, our KState Insider, joining us as well later in the show. Looking forward to that conversation. It's been an interesting week or so since we've last talked to Fitz. You had the Jerome Tang post game everybody's been talking about. We've heard a little bit from Gene Taylor. So we'll get Fitz's take on everything, signing day, anything we've missed from K-State football. Other signing day things to talk about today is we're maybe seeing a balance of power in the recruiting world. We'll dig into that a little bit as well. We're getting you ready, of course, for the Super Bowl just a couple days away. And we've got lots of fun for you coming here on the show today. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Dub event venue at WBC Delano. Perfect for graduation parties, meetings, and reunions. Visit www.wichitabrew.com to begin your booking at the Dub event venue at WBC Delano, where groups gather. 869-1240. That's where Max is. He's got the hotline covered for us. We can see your video comments, Facebook, YouTube, X. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected. Thanks for listening to us on the Odyssey app. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Big shocker win last night. They're right there in it.
They're right there in it, man. They're right there in it for sure. And as we've talked about on the show here for the last couple of weeks, as we get into the point where we need to kind of start standings watching, it matters this year more than it ever has.
That was one of my biggest things that I was saying last night, is that none of these players know, because they haven't been, like, you could say Henry Thingvall is the only one that has the most retention to say, like, I've never felt this on February 5th. Like, we've been out of it every year since 2022, basically. 2022, I guess they had a little bit of a stretch late. 2023, 2024, 2025, they weren't in it, basically. And so it's, I guess not 20. I'm backwards. 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. It was over before February, basically. And they went on a late stretch and made it interesting, but I mean, they were never really in a driver's seat to do anything that they wanted to. And right now, you know, they don't completely control their own destiny, but at least there is a destiny on February 5th that we're talking about.
They control some of it, right? The goal will be to finish in the top two. If we're being pragmatic about it, of course, the goal should always be to win it. But if we're being pragmatic about it, the goal will be to be in the top two. That means you get an automatic, trip to the semifinals of the conference tournament. That's the new goal. That's the new 10-team format. And so as they sit here now, just one loss back in the loss column of South Florida, Charlotte, and Temple. Charlotte, you just helped a little bit. Charlotte's not going to run the table. Okay. It's not going to happen. So you feel pretty good there. Temple, you still get to play. South Florida, you still get to play. Again, I believe they play South Florida one more time. So they do control some of it. The South Florida game comes soon. It comes next week, a week from yesterday, and it comes from Charles Koch Arena. Temple, the only meeting with Temple, comes later. They do play Tulsa again, but I'm going to put Tulsa to the side a little bit, TJ. Tulsa looked really good. Tulsa, you're going to need help with Tulsa. So I'll put them to the side a little bit. South Florida, Charlotte, Temple, UAB, Memphis, FAU, that group of teams right there in that mix. Wichita State's going to control a lot of that. And it started last night with Charlotte, and they handled themselves fine. We're going to dig into that game, but it was a good performance in front of I thought I was there as a fan last night, was there recreationally. I thought it was a good crowd last night. I think we're starting to see some of those lately. I was at the Memphis game. Good crowd. I think I think this momentum, this buzz is carrying a little bit into the community.
I mean, we keep talking. It's tough for the 6:30 tips, obviously, to ignite a fan base and everything like that. To talk them into 6:30 tips against Charlotte. We talked about that yesterday. It's not the brand value of going and watching them play Memphis, but like we've talked about these games down the stretch.
Implications, right?
That's what I'm saying. And like people are, to your point, I think people are starting to realize that. And like I don't want to get on here and carry water for the Shockers for you and I, but like. But I think that there's a lot of people that have been tuned out of Shocker basketball for 6 years probably. And so it's like, maybe we need to just be like, maybe we should turn on the games. Like there might be something brewing. Like there just may be something going on at 21st and Hillside this year.
Well, look, to something you said, I don't think there's been anybody more realistic. I don't want to call it hard on the Shockers, but more realistic with the Shockers over the last 6 years than this show.
I agree.
So we'll put that out there in the front. That doesn't change the fact that I'm an eternal optimist. It doesn't change the fact that I want desperately for this program to be the banner carrier for this community. It doesn't change any of that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like go back to when they lost to Rice on the podcast and listen to what we said after they lost to Rice. Like I think that we do a pretty good job, and maybe it's just us being nice to each other here, but like I think we do a good job about whenever they don't perform.
I think we're fair.
We don't swing it as the fact of saying like, yeah, but look at the things they did right. They could get back. Like whenever it's bad, we can say that it's bad. Whenever it's good, we can say that it's good. And right now, it's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I agree, and that's all just being said to say we're fair, and like there's no, we got to be nice to the Shockers. This is. Our network hosts Shocker. Like that never happens. It's never been a directive. It's never been anything. We've been very real with everything. And I'm being real and have been all year when I'm saying, I think this team's pretty good. Exactly. And I've thought that for a long time. Have they every time they've taken the floor done what they needed to do and lived up to their potential? Absolutely not. And that's,
there are
bad losses in there, but there are really good wins. And there's a team that can absolutely win this conference tournament. No question about it.
That's what we've talked about a lot, is that they're going to, there's a realistic chance they're favored every game that they play. They probably won't be on the road at Memphis or anything like that, but it wouldn't shock you if they go out there and win every single game that they have left on their schedule. But in the same breath, and we'll dig into this as we talk more about the game, they've had like one gripe every game. Maybe not Memphis, but kind of. They've had one gripe you can hang your hat on every single game. And maybe that's just listening to Coach Mills talk so much, is that I'm starting to think like Coach Mills. But like last night, man, they look really good. They got on into a huge lead. And here came Charlotte late at the end of the game. It's the same story we've seen again.
That's a simple gripe. Free throws. Good Lord. Make some free throws. Like they were in position to do everything they needed to do, and they shoot 50% from the line.
They did. They started turning the ball over. They started letting Charlotte make their shots, and it was like, looking around, it's like, I don't want to say it out loud, but guys, they blew an 18-point lead to this team. They might blow a 17-point lead to this team.
Yeah,
but they did.
If they just hit 70% of their free throws, that game never gets close again. And it never really got that close, but it never gets close. Like that was, I'm sitting there looking over there like, does Mills have a heart monitor on again? What are they trying to do? Like 12 of 24? You had that was the opportunity to twist the knife, right? They were doing everything right. They were in position. They were getting to the lines, everything you want. And then they just, the yips on the free throw line this year, which have been sporadic, they're not consistent either direction. We're just like, you got to be kidding me. You want to talk about, now we all know the demographics of the Shocker fan base, TJ. It can skew a little older, I think, than a lot of college basketball fan base. And I love that about Shocker basketball. I love the commitment and the diehard fans that have been diehards forever. Have you ever watched basketball with somebody of maybe a little more advanced age? They do not appreciate missed free throws. They do not appreciate
If they can't make their damn free throws, put them on the bench.
I'm just sitting there listening. That's like the grumbles of the crowd around me. Like they were
that and missed bunnies inside. And so that's why Will Berg, the story had to come out, because all that Shocker fan was, come on.
Will
I love Will Berg, dude.
excellent game last night. We'll talk about it all. We've got plenty coming for you on Sports Daily. A lot of fun talk. We'll start it there with the Shockers. Don't go away.
7-5 and 12.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Glad to be here with you. Big game watch party, the ultimate party setup. One winner will score Hog Wild Barbecue for 10, worth more than $170, and a 65-inch Samsung 4K TV provided by Hefner TV. To enter this contest, just text the keyword GAME to the number 20357 for your chance to win. Message and data rates apply. Contest runs across all of our Wichita stations. Thanks for being here with us, everybody. Good luck on that contest.
Jacob.
Yes, TJ.
I've got bad news.
Oh, no.
I woke up early this morning, put on all my golf attire, is where I'm wearing a vest this morning. Was going to go get one teed off, slow, snowy or cold start to start the tee time. I just called them and checked if they were open, and they said they aren't letting people off until 11. So the tee time is dead.
11,
Sucks.
It's going to be 46 degrees. See, here's the problem. I would also like to do that, but my window is much shorter. Yes. I could play like 6 holes at probably 9:30. I love golf. I ain't golfing when it's 35 degrees. Not happening for me. So I'm kind of in this weird, like maybe when I can get in a little afternoon golf, like I'm in, but I'm not ready to get out there at 35 degrees. I'm just not. I love it. I love it, but that's not going to happen for me. So I feel
the whole day is shot. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know.
Do some chores or something.
Yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. All right. We come back in. It is Sports Daily. We're glad to be here. Shockers last night, 74-64 winners. They just cover the number. If you were paying attention to that thing, 9.5-point favorites. If you took the Shockers minus 9.5 last night, you were as mad as the elder statesman around me at the way the Shockers were shooting free throws in the second half. It was not necessary to put that stress on us here, but just 50%, 10-20. I mean, they had the opportunity to put that thing away. And look, I don't know why that's happened a couple of times this year. It's not like it's consistent, I would say. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, man, it's just like, and it's too bad because they're in a game like that. They were executing exactly the way they wanted to. Get to the line, get to the line, get to the line. Got to be able to hit those free throws. Other than that, though, TJ, I thought it was a rock solid performance for Wichita State. Pretty normal. Didn't turn the ball over a ton. I know they had a couple of them late, but they win the rebounding battle. I was comfortable, I think, with the volume of threes. They worked it down low early. Karan Boyd was out of this world, especially in the first half, and his emergence continues. So look, I think we're looking good here going down the stretch. How many of these games are they going to win? I don't know, but I think they're grooving a little bit. I think we lost your microphone there, TJ. And you look at it, and there aren't like Tulane, East Carolina, UTSA are still on the schedule. So you've got those three. Man, the other ones though, South Florida, Tulsa, Temple, Memphis, Florida Atlantic. Like the schedule is not easy by any means. And we sit here and we look at it and we look at this team and they're better than Charlotte. Charlotte has the good record. Charlotte had the comeback win, but any metric out there will tell you Wichita State's a better team than Charlotte. And if you're looking at those metrics, they'll tell you that Wichita State is only behind Tulsa and South Florida. Now, the metrics don't go out and win the basketball games, but the metrics tell us that the Shockers team, talent-wise and ability-wise, is clearly in that upper echelon. They don't have a ton of the games against the bottom echelon left, so they're going to have to execute. They won't out-talent everybody all the time by the margin that I think that they did last night against Charlotte. I think they were clearly a better team than Charlotte. And they took advantage of it, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do, which is what we want, by the way.
I think that the one thing that it boils down to, like I was saying before my microphone cut out there, is that it's what we've kind of talked about is where can the second dimension come from? Last night was a night where they made 6 threes total. Michael Gray shot 2. Kenyon Giles got his up and everything like that. But you think about it's literally the only people that made threes were Kenyon and Karan Boyd. And I think that Karan Boyd giving you 14 in the first half, and he probably could have gotten to 20 plus if he didn't miss the final 7.5 minutes of the game. He's okay, by the way. Paul Mills said he's fine. He was in the post game.
Did he hit himself real quick on that? Did he hit himself in the head with the ball?
It was something hit him in the head. I don't know if it was an elbow or what it was, but something hit him in the head. It seemed like I didn't really see it. It was on the other side of the court whenever that happened, I believe.
Me too.
So yeah, he's fine. He missed the final 7.5 minutes of the game, but like that coming from him is a big deal because Kenyon Giles is going to be able to get you 20 basically every night whenever the offense can work around him the way that they want it to. And then you think about what Michael Gray can provide as, maybe just a point guard that can, spot up and hit threes, and the big guys doing what they did. Will Berg had a good night last night, like you were talking about. And so the second dimension was kind of there last night against a team that was in first place in the conference. Granted, after watching them play, I think that Charlotte is a little bit of the Indianapolis Colts of the American Conference this year. Like, their schedule was pretty favorable. Like, I thought about it
better. I mean, they just
I was thinking about it last night, and like, Wichita State lost to these guys, but like, they were up 18 points to these guys too. Like, let's not forget about how that game started. Yeah, they're not to the caliber of Tulsa or any of the teams up there near the top. But as Paul Mills was saying on Monday, he brought it up again last night about the back nine is easier for Wichita State. They're not going to play a lot of teams that they can beat up on, but as a whole, they're going to get more games at home. They're going to get more games that, they're probably going to be favored in. There's probably two that are going to be really tough ones to ask to go on the road and get. But other than that, they got a lot of games at home that are gettable.
The home part of it is a good point. The home part of it is a good point. It's just, in this league where they are clearly better than, right, where the teams where you can say, yeah, they're clearly better than that team. Charlotte was one of them. Okay, Tulane will be one of them. UTSA will certainly be one of them, and I, that's and East Carolina again is the other. Like, those are the games where you're like, yeah, you're better than those teams. Okay, the good news for them is all three of those, TJ, are on the road. So what does that mean? It means South Florida, Tulsa, Temple, Florida Atlantic. Those are all home games. So it's not just that it's more home. It's the ones where they're much better are the road games. The ones where you're like, okay, this is the group. Those are all at home. Again, emphasizing this tremendous opportunity for Wichita State. It's almost like I thought about this yesterday before the game, and the game backed it up a little bit. You know what Wichita State seems like to me? KU light this year. You're probably better than most teams you'll play down low, because I do think Will Berg has developed, at least defensively, he's an asset. Like, he's a weapon for them defensively.
Paul, on that point, before we move off of that, Paul Mills talked about it yesterday and said that because to what Paul Mills said on Monday, that they had Bonke, their 7-footer for Charlotte, did nothing because they basically eliminated
my fifth grader could not stop talking about how bad she thought he was, and I was like, easy. Like, it's like, why doesn't he do anything? He's so wide open. I'm like,
yeah. Anyways, he did a really good job, and Okorafor did as well. But Will Berg came off the bench and gave him so many good. And Coach Mills said something along the lines of like, he's gonna miss layups and he's gonna miss free throws, but like, it's okay because like, you're not going to win every fight, but you have to fight in every fight. And like what he showed last night is not a soft 7-footer. Like that's what he needs to be.
He raises the floor for them defensively a lot. And Okorafor is a little better offensively, but Will Berg is a unique creature defensively down there. I mean, he can alter every shot. He's so tall. And it's working like that. So I think he was absolutely one of the players of that game, because he was and that's what I was trying to tell my 11-year-old, like, that other guy's not doing very good because Will Berg is doing very good. He's not letting him do anything. And he's and that guy knows it. That guy knows he can't shoot that shot. And so if they can, and so when I say, like, they kind of remind me of a KU light, that's a part of it, right? They can be better than most of the teams they're playing down low, right? I'm not saying Wichita State can play in the Big 12. What I'm saying is if you put them against their peers Like the same sorts of things we talk about are true. They have to be really good defensively. Most of the time they are. They have to be really good on the glass. Most of the time they are. They have an offense skewed pretty heavily to one guy, Kenyon Giles, Darren Peterson, right? It's everything else that's going to fill the margins up. And right now we're seeing Karan Boyd kind of fill that margin a little bit. And, other guys are also at times stepping up. But Boyd is pretty consistently now, TJ, stepping up, and his confidence is clearly rising offensively. He's always been a great defender. We knew that coming in. That's why he's here. Now his offense is coming around.
I agree.
I didn't watch that game last night, and I know he took 21 shots in the game. But I didn't watch that game and feel like, man, it's Giles or nothing tonight. I didn't get that sense.
It wasn't. I mean, he didn't shoot that many times until the second half. Like the first half was Karan Boyd. Like you're completely right about that. Although let's keep this example going. What's the simile? Is that the thing? The English class here. Where is if it's KU Light? Where's Karan Boyd? Is that Trey White?
Yeah.
Melvin, maybe Melvin Council.
Defensively, but offensively, it might be Melvin Council. That's the thing. That's what I mean. Like, it's not like position to position.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm
role to role.
Yes.
Can he be Melvin Council to this team? Can he be that second option because Giles is such a volume shooter, but he's a shooter, right?
Yeah.
And shooters are going to miss shots sometimes. And right now, Boyd has been the guy to steady the ship. We saw it be TJ Williams early in the year. I don't know what you thought about that. I thought TJ Williams started to play with some confidence again last night.
Yeah,
he looked pretty confident, more so than he has probably in the last 5 or 6 games.
Correct. I think just to further your argument, I agree with you 100%. I think that we've talked a lot about, we've called the American, the Big 12 light, basically, because of like the log jam that it has and the fact that, nobody knows who's going to the winner's going to have 5 losses. Like we talk about the Big 12, they're going to beat up each other basically. And so I think that's true. I think that it's true in the fact that Wichita State, we talk about they could be favored in every single game that they play. KU is going to be favored in every single game that they play, who regardless of the number 1 team in the country is coming to Allen Fieldhouse next week. And KU is probably going to be favored in that game. It's the same kind of thing at a, not want to say a lower level, but a different level than what the Big 12 is. It's the best in the country. So I think that, I got Paul Mills to, talk about it last night. And as much as a coach doesn't want to, I was like, how big of a deal is it to win a game against the team that was in first place in the conference when you played Tulsa and Charlotte back to back? How big of a deal is it to win one of these and keep yourself in that echelon at the top? And he said, TJ, you know more about that than I do, which I was like, okay, hold on. I was like, I know, like, how big of a deal is it to beat a team that was in first place? And he finally coughed up and he was like, listen, you got to be in the race to be in the race. Like, I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up about where we are in the standings, but we have to give ourselves a chance whenever it matters in March. So it's a big deal. And I think that they understand the gravity of what's going on now. They've won 4 straight home games. They're in the mix. And I think that they understand that they're in the mix and they're openly, kind of talking about where the standings are. And that's what our point was last segment, is that it's refreshing that we're talking about standings.
The conversations in February have been not as cool as, historically college basketball is. It's fun to analyze. It's fun. Bracketology is fun, right? Bracketology is fun. It's fun to be referencing the Shockers as, what could they win this league? Where could they position? Same conversations we have with KU. Like, where could they finish in the Big 12? How is this thing stacking up? How does this project out? Like, all of that stuff. Like, that's the stuff we've been missing for a while. And it pretty much is born in the fact that the team's pretty good, right? The team's pretty good, so you don't have to talk about some of that other stuff. Well, why isn't the team very good? What's going on here? Why isn't this play? And that's
you mean like how we're talking about K-State basketball?
Correct. Like, those conversations suck. Like, that's not fun. So now we have a team, and by the way, like, it hasn't been rose. They have a bad loss to Rice. They blew that game to Charlotte. Like, those moments have been there, but I do want to give the team credit for that's never ever snowballed on them at any level.
And that's the difference. Like, you look at the losing streaks from last year, like it's one bad one has turned into 2, has turned into 3. And that's what their problem has been. Like that may be the best thing to say about this Shocker team is that, and that's why we held our breath after Rice. That's why that one stunk so bad, is that like, man, they lost to Charlotte in double overtime against a team that we did not think was very good. Then they lost to Rice at home and a chance that they could have bounced back in a big way. And they did not play good in that Rice game and weren't really inspired. And it's like, oh boy, like this double overtime loss is going to linger. And now they just lost to Rice. And now North Texas is coming in and TJ Williams isn't going to play. And then they have Florida Atlantic and South Florida on the road. Like it's shaping up like it's going to be that. And they got out of that stretch after Rice. And, you know, they went, 4-1. They're 6-2 since then.
And look, again, like I don't like we may get to the point where we look back at some of those losses and are just like, damn it, like they could have been right there. But the reality is, oh well, because they've gone and they've gotten some that you feel really good about. But and whether Paul Mills wants to talk about it or not, we will. That's our job, I guess. They're right there. And man, if they can get to second place in that conference tournament, it's Katie barred the door. I don't know
how bad it sucks that conference tournament is in Birmingham, Alabama.
I will say this about that. You want to get buys to the semifinals, but to have what would be a week off while your opponent potentially played 2 or 3 games.
College football playoff.
Yeah, there's a small part of me that's like, but at the same time, they've had to play them over that many days, right? So they could be gassed. But we see this in the NCAA tournament all the time. Why do you think play-in winners win a lot of tournament games? Yeah. I mean, it happens every year.
It's true. You got
it happens every year because they don't.
You know what you got to do. You got to keep the Shockers loose. We're gonna have an exhibition game against the Aftershocks that week.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be something?
I think you should like being in the top 4 will kind of be my. And I'm not talking about like expectations or reaching. I'm just talking about like absolute 100% like tournament strategy, sicko level stuff. Like top 4 is where it's going to need to be for me, because I do like there is a small part of me that's like, ooh, buys for 3 rounds while somebody potentially is even if it's just they got a game in, right? I'm like, but we've never seen it before. I've never seen this tournament format, so I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, this is what everybody loves about the WCC. They started it, and people are kind of adapting it year by year.
How is it played out in the WCC? I wonder. We should go look at that.
It's the same thing. Like
no. Like historically, as it's played.
Oh well,
Gonzaga how have the 1 and 2 seeds fared in the conference tournament?
It's the WCC though, so it's always Gonzaga or St. Mary's basically.
And it's always them, yeah.
It's very top heavy. But
that disparity is not probably very fair. Yeah, that's it. We'll look, it's fun. I'm so happy we're talking about it. Nice win for the Shockers last night. They come back this weekend and hit the road to Tulane on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. All right, we'll come back. It was signing day yesterday. What are some takeaways we've got from that? Next.
97.5.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. 36 holes of golf to choose from. You can get out there and tee off. Everything's melted, I think. So now's the time to go take advantage of the golf. Now's the time to join Crestview Country Club, because you'll still get the best deals of the year. And if you can tough it out, you can get out there and go golfing right now. So give Crestview a call. Tell them we sent you here at Sports Daily. Appreciate their support. All right, TJ, it was signing day, I guess. Signing day, we talk about this. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on this show. Signing day is not the same as it used to be. It's not that big a deal, quite frankly. Commitments are now the gold standard. Signing day is more of a celebration for the athletes, which is great, but it's not like we're learning a lot on signing day.
The only signing days that I think that we've learned things on that I can remember of our local athletes in the last 4 years since I've been there was Lincoln Cure, because he was trying to get flipped by Oregon.
Right.
And we didn't know where he was going to sign on signing day. Like, those are the signing days that are worth something. The other signing days is just like, it's just kind of just like, hey, we knew that this kid was going here. Here's this, let's celebrate that he's going there. And that's what signing day is now turned into.
There's an article on CBS Sports too, kind of like the balance of power for years had lied with Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia. Now that it noted that there are more teams with 5 stars than there ever has been. And, the top thing is like, it's balancing out. That's the beauty, I think, of NIL. And I've hoped that would be the case long term. And, we're seeing different kind of teams in the mix and everything else. I think that's all good. But we also can't ignore and be naive to the fact that, well, is that because Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia are putting more resources into the portal now than they would be in signing 5-star high school players? Yeah. And I think both things can be true, right? I think it's a combination of both things that are leading to that. But I do also think we're getting a at least wider pool of actual national championship contenders than we ever have. Playoff has something to do with that. Now, is it perfect? Of course it's not. We all know there's chaos right now. But I think at the end of the day, we're getting there. We get that. And I think more teams can walk into every year feeling like they have a chance than they have ever before. So you feel like there's progress. And then you get into the portal stuff and you hear, lawmakers making comments about, the way that somebody might vote. And then you see that they put out the new CFP schedule and there's almost 2 weeks between every game. And it's like, why can't college football get out of its own way? Why?
It's true.
It has held the sport back from being even greater from the beginning of time, to the way that you found your national champion, to not letting there be any sort of tournament, to like all these things, now to still refusing to quickly play games and to let people forget about your sport. There's so many things that could make it so much better, and they just refuse to do any of it. And it drives me crazy.
So, to your point here, let's continue this conversation about, has NIL widened the recruiting rankings? It's an interesting article, and there is less quantity, I guess, going to those 3 schools per se for this argument, but also it's spreading out the pool. But I'll pull up this for you and bring this to you. The 2026 recruiting high school rankings. These are the top 20. USC, Oregon, Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Miami, Texas A&M, LSU, Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Oklahoma. That's the top 15. Would you consider any of those to be have-nots? They're all haves.
Well, sure they are. Sure they are. But let's go back to what. Okay, so what I'm looking at 24/7, and it calls USC 310 points. Now, I have not looked at this, but I'm going to right now on the air. Let's go back to 2018, and it's 323 to Georgia, 7 5-stars. The top had 3 5-stars this year. I don't know. We see it playing out too. I'm not. This isn't a point of saying like all of a sudden is going to have a chance. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is among the Power 5 or Power 4, more teams have a chance.
I think it's within the, upper echelon of 30 teams or whatever. It may be more.
It hadn't always been 30 teams.
I know. I get that it was always Alabama or nothing.
It's
basically
been like 4.
I know. I understand that. So I am with you on the fact that it has grown to a double-digit number at least that you feel confident that could compete right there towards the top every single year with the new stuff that's going on. I also think that you're right about the high school part of it. I think that Alabama and Ohio State. Look at LSU. LSU, how many high school kids did they bring in? It doesn't matter. They just got the entire offense out of the transfer portal. The entire Big 12 is going to play for LSU next year on their offense.
Incremental progress, because we've gained these grounds, but now the reality is teams like LSU are like, well, why would we go recruit a 5-star kid?
There's more.
Wait 2 years.
There's more high school recruiting in football than there is in basketball for sure, because there's more roster spots, obviously.
Yep.
But I mean, you're right. Like, what's the point of going and trying to get anybody that's below a 5-star? Because if they're not going to play this year, then I'll come put them on my bench and give them a bunch of money, and then they leave.
Then they leave, or what are the chances they're going to play over a 2-year stretch that I can't go find a better player, or at least a more proven player in the portal? Now,
it's true.
That's the reality. I don't know how good or how bad because it means that other schools are getting, players and players are getting more opportunities to play. They just may leave the school that gives them the original opportunity. So there's good and bad with it. We still have to fix the portal. Like, we still have to fix the portal.
That's the thing.
That may revert all this right back to where it was. I mean,
that was my point of what I was saying about, like, it's fixed the very, very top heavy, but it's still very top heavy. Like, it's still very much haves and have nots, and it's still very much like nobody's really playing by any salary cap rules. They're doing whatever they want, spending however much they want, and things of that nature. And so it, like, the Houston thing that you sent is something that I was going to bring up today about what Kelvin Sampson said. What's Houston ranked right now? Like number 5 in the country or something like that? They're up there. And Kelvin Sampson gets on a microphone last night and says, listen, guys, we're poor. We can't afford to keep doing that. And again, I think it's a little bit of spilled milk, a little bit of the pretty girl calling herself ugly. But, like, in relativity, Kelvin Sampson. But it's true. Like, to KU, they probably are poor compared to Big 12 standards to all these other Big 12 schools. Like, and that's what's crazy about all this stuff. And we're a world where Houston is going to be a top 5 team in the country. And who are they going to be able to go get next year? Even if they do all this stuff, is that going to be enough?
It's
just always going to be haves and have-nots. And
it's always from coaches going to be, I need a little bit more. I need a little.
It's true. That's what I'm saying. Take it with a grain of salt.
I think there is a lot of truth in what Kelvin Sampson's saying. I think that is the other harsh reality. And I've told you this a million times. Whenever we hear XYZ signed for $5 million, and I'm just like, man, that ROI is not there. Like, that is overvalued.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that since 2021 or 2022, like, this happened, and the one thing that everybody questioned was, like, donor burnout is a thing.
It's coming.
Like, when is it going to happen? Because it hasn't hit there yet, and it's kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now, at least, like, to their point, I guess they're getting more and more creative as they go along through this stuff. And now it's the rev share that's coming through the schools, and they can find ways to do it this way and everything like that. But at the end of the day, like, even Wichita State, for example, like, they're not paying for a roster strictly from their ticket sales. They wouldn't field a roster, like, with how much everything costs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what is so, like, it has to come down at some point. Because
what do you think? What would we say the average? Because I think about this a lot, and I was just running this for football. You bring up Wichita State. If let's say they average 4,000 fans, I think it might end up a little higher than that this year. I think the average price for a ticket's probably what, $50, $35 for the most affordable and up. So let's call it 50. Let's just call it $50.
Sure.
And let's say, how many home games do they play? 15, roughly. Like, if they did 4,000 fans at that, I mean, it'd be like $3 million in ticket sales. Now, you go to a team in the Big Ten or whatever, and they can put 100,000 people in the seats, right? And what do you think those average ticket prices are?
I agree.
$200? I mean, is that fair? $100? Let's call it $150. You know how much money that is?
A lot.
$15 million per game in ticket sales at a sellout at some of these stadiums. That doesn't include beer, doesn't include merchandise, doesn't include the television rights that you have.
That's what I'm saying. The haves and the have-nots. There's a lot of discrepancy.
Like, you can't compete with that unless you put in salary caps. Because even KState, who, if you cut that number in half, which is probably fair, like, that's a huge discrepancy. Yes. But even with those big numbers like that, TJ, I still see, like, in 1 year, a guy that's going to cut for $5 million, that skews a little high to me when you've got a roster of 80 people. Like, I don't know how, and that's where I think Kelvin Sampson's point is really good. How sustainable is Houston getting, blue chippers every year.
I agree. And like
they can find them now, but Houston's not they're not that's not Kansas as far as attendance and everything else. So I agree. I'm with him. I don't think it's sustainable either, but is it worth it for a 5, 6, 7, 8 year stretch? That's up to the donors, I guess.
It's
Tech's
all up
doing
to
it
the
right
donors.
now. Tech's not going to be able to hold this up forever.
Exactly. Like that's the thing. But in the same breath, like now it's weird. Like there's not return on investment, but if it works, there is. You know what I mean? Like if you donated a bunch of money, Tech is really good, and now they sell out every single game. They get a home playoff game. All the money that comes in from that, like
they were selling them out anyway, though. Like they were already selling out the games. There's more buzz. There's more money. Don't get me wrong. It's just how long. But back to signing day now. So with all that said, signing day is still a part of this. Do we ever revert back to the, that's where if you could get more rock solid commitments out of players and we didn't have the chaos of the portal, I think you'll see some of it skew back to the high school recruiting. Because if you can tell me like, okay, I'll go bring in this 5-star kid. I'll commit everything, the resources, the energy, the time, the effort. And I know I've got him for 3 years. I'm probably more inclined to go make that investment because now you're roster building. Now you're building over time where, and look at the pro model, right? Teams do this all the time. Players get to a point where you realize like, man, they're just going to price us out. But the good franchises, the good organizations have a big group of dudes that they've been working to build up for a long time.
It's almost like drafting Patrick Mahomes and you have Alex Smith as your quarterback.
Yep. Yeah, and over time you're going to say, okay, this guy's ready, so I think there'll be a blending of things, but a couple interesting things coming out of that world yesterday on a sunny day. We got another hour of Sports Daily, including a visit with Tim Fitzgerald coming up. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to another hour of Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleland. Hotlines open, 869-1240. We've got Facebook, YouTube, X, if you want to comment to us on our video streams. If you're listening to us on the Odyssey app, you can leave us a voicemail. If you're watching us on 12 News Connected, we appreciate you all, however it is that you're taking us in. We've got some fun coming this hour. Tim Fitzgerald stops by. We'll get the latest from Fitz, what the Go PowerCat crew is hearing about Jerome Tang after his post-game that has everybody talking. So that's coming for you. It is signing day. What do you think of the K-State class? We'll leave that to Fitz in just a little bit. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all 3 WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to this special seasonal brew, Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC Pizza and Beer, made here. Fellas, Valentine's Day is a little more than a week away here. Go time. If you're, a younger man than I, and these things are still very important to your sweetie, as that Reed put it, don't forget, Valentine's Day's coming up here pretty quick.
Speaking of that, I showed the wife, if you recall back for the viewers of the stream on Monday, whenever Bogey the dog walked onto my laptop middle of the stream, I was showing her that video, and you were talking about Valentine's Day, and you asked me if we are Valentine's Day people, and I said, yeah, we are. I showed that to her.
No, that was that clip?
That the dog was walking across.
No, I mean, that's the clip your wife saw?
That's what I showed her the dog. Yeah. And I was like, and she's like, and then I said, yeah, we're Valentine's Day people. And she's like, we are not Valentine's Day people. What are you talking about? So we're not Valentine's Day people. That might be good news.
You got to be real careful. I say a lot of things on this show with the full understanding that my wife's not listening or going to hear any of it. You got to be you better watch it when you're going back and reviewing the things that this is like. What was I'm not going to use that reference. That would be a bad one. But it's like you're at a bar with your boys. This is the safe space. This is your buddies. I won $50 space. So you got to be careful in here. This is, for the most part, we appreciate the women that do listen to the show. You guys are way cooler than the men. We all know that. But for the most part, it's kind of a safe space. Be careful there on some of that. You never know what you accidentally were going to say or did say. Now you know you're not Valentine's Day. Yes, you're off the hook. Yes, that's fantastic news. What are you talking about? It's the best news ever.
I said, what are you talking about? We go out to eat dinner every Valentine's Day. And she said, well, yeah, just because we like going out to eat, we go out to eat all the time.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's kind of where we are too. Like, it's like, I guess we can just have an excuse to go maybe catch a happy hour or something. That's fine. We've looked at a few places too, by the way, and it's all like, oh, you have to order this 5-course meal thing. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not really my style.
You know what's going on Valentine's Day in Wichita this year?
What's that?
Tulsa versus Shockers.
Oh, yeah, at home. That's true. That's right. I did know that actually. Not a headline I haven't missed. We'll get to that in just a second. But on the 5-course meal, like when you're like me and you're just use one fork and lick it clean for all plates or whatever, those kinds of things are not good for my wife and I to attend together because I embarrass her. And then I know I embarrass her, so I try to embarrass her more. So most of the time that fancy stuff's not for us. Yeah, are you on this comment? Are you sit at the bar with your wife, Guy? Or are you sit at a table?
I mean, it's sit at a table unless we have to sit at the bar.
I love sitting at the bar. I love sitting at the bar. My kids now also love sitting at the bar with me. Not because I'm drinking, everybody. No judgment here. That has nothing to do with alcohol. It's just like the vibe of it I've always liked. I used to sit up there with my parents. So I have 4 older brothers. I'm much younger than my brothers. And so for a long time, it was just kind of me. And like when I'd go to eat with my parents or whatever, like we weren't going to wait on a table. The bar. Like, why would I wait on a table? I'll just go sit over there. It's fine. And you have the bartender to make conversation with. I love it. So do my kids. So like when my wife, if I get
by yourself, going to the bar is
let's just go sit at the bar. We don't
need I did this last year. I don't know if I told you this about that. I don't know if I was on radio whenever this happened or not. My birthday was in March. My birthday is always in March. And it's like
it would always be the same day. Yeah.
It's all thanks. It's almost always what I'm saying here is conference tournament championship week. And so there's always basketball on my birthday. And so it was like on a Tuesday or whatever. And I was off work and she's like, well, why don't you go like call these people? And I was like, no. Like I've got plans. And I sat down at the bar at Chili's for 2.5 hours watching Patriot League basketball while taking down a triple dipper. And I was like, this is beautiful.
If you knew how much time I've spent at a Chili's bar, you might be embarrassed, but I'm with you. I'm with you. They have great chips and salsa, but my buddy managed a Chili's. We call him Chili's, and we convinced him with some proper lubrication to get a Chili's logo tattooed on his butt. I have spent some time at a Chili's bar. I enjoy that, but that vibe that you just described is one of my favorite things in the world. Just sit there, just watch a game, do whatever. If I need something, I can ask the bartender. Don't have to wait on somebody to come ask me if I need something. And it's the best thing ever. So I'm with you. That sounds like a wonderful birthday. In fact, I'm a March birthday too, late March. I'm usually more to the final 4. All right. All right. Headlines I missed. Max, let's hit it.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right, I've just got 2 big ones, and I hope you didn't see them, but I feel like you probably did because you actually were sending me headlines this morning. We haven't talked about it yet. WCC last night. Did you see what happened?
Nope, I didn't.
Portland. Let's pull up KenPom. Let me give you the full context here. The Portland Pilots currently, they sit at 138 in the KenPom this morning. Last night, they were like 213. They jump because they upset Gonzaga as 22-point underdogs last night at like midnight.
Wow. What was that money line at?
I cannot imagine. They had an Australian guard that scored 20-something points. They led by like 18 at a point. Sorry. I'm looking at Portland State. Portland is 194. Excuse me. WCC.
Not a lot better.
Yeah.
And a 22-point dog. No, I did not see that, and I'm sad that I missed it.
Joel Foxwell had 27 points last night and 8 assists. They led by as many as 15 with 4 minutes to go in the second half. And, oh my gosh, it's crazy. They had a 3% win probability going into the game, is what KenPom says.
Wild.
Insane stuff there. So, anyways, that's headline number 1. Headline number 2 that we haven't talked about either. Have you looked at the Big 12? What happened last night late?
No, I did not check that scoreboard.
How about the BYU Cougars lost in Stillwater, Oklahoma last night at 8 o'clock p.m.
Good for Oklahoma State. That's a win that might because they're going to be fringy. I'm starting to worry a little bit about BYU.
Has lost 3 consecutive.
Gee, I know that
is crazy.
Did you see Houston beat UCF, who we all kind of like, by 24? Because I just did when I pulled this up. Holy smokes.
Oklahoma State's got their guard, Anthony Roy. I believe that is a Baylor transfer, if I'm not mistaken. He had 30 points last night. You watched him in the non-con. I can't remember who I was watching them play against. Or I watched them play against KState, excuse me. They played already. Lit up KState, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong. Oklahoma State they're very fringy. And guess what? They just beat BYU on a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Guess who they play in 2 Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock? The Kansas Jayhawks.
Where?
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Uh-oh. We all know
That's
how
a
that
game.
goes.
That's a game all of a sudden.
I should have scoreboard watched. I didn't.
DeBonta had 36 points and BYU lost by 7.
BYU's better than they're playing. I don't know what's going on there. They're better than they're playing. I don't. You know what? We've kind of put them in that 6 that could win it all, and maybe that's still the case. I don't think they're Arizona, Kansas, Texas Tech, or Houston good, but they're right there. They got to get that turned around. That's bugging me. That's bugging me that they're struggling.
I couldn't believe that. I've been sitting on that for an hour because I saw that at like 11 o'clock because I was leaving work last night. And I was like, I'm not going to say it until 8 o'clock just because I really think Jacob's already asleep and did not know this.
I do scoreboard watch in the mornings too. I missed all of these. I missed that Tulsa. I forgot last night was the night they had to go to FAU and they pulled it out by 2. That was going to be one of the ones that Wichita State needed them to lose.
Yeah, this segment. Oh, I don't know if we saw this either. Another trade in the NBA last night. I'll throw a third in here for fun. Did you see the late night trade deadline? Local angle. Buddy Hield is on the move. I think that's in the trade. Yeah, Buddy Hield.
Yep. I saw that one. And Ochai Agbaji got traded yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Look at all this.
I don't think we're going to dig into this in the 30 seconds we have. The Anthony Davis trade. That Luka Doncic trade. It will never be topped for how bad that trade was. Transcendent talent traded for nothing. No offense to anybody. And then they luck into Cooper Flagg and they'll be okay long term. Wow. The NBA trade deadline's been going ballistic, by the way. Makes me wish I followed the NBA this year because I'm like, these are headline guys, man.
Kansas City needs a team so bad. I need something.
I could get on board with that because I don't have a strong. I mean, I'm a Mavs fan, I suppose. I loved the Spurs when I was a kid, but I could get on board with it. And I need a team. I need a team that I need to cover because that's all my attention goes to now. 100% correct on that. That's why we love college basketball so much. All right, we'll come back. Fitz later. More Sports Daily next.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe. no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app. Brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Daily on KFH.
Thanks to Prayer Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up here on Sports Daily as we make our way through this Thursday, charging into the first nice weather weekend we've had in about 6 weeks. We've earned this weekend, everybody. Get out there and enjoy it. Man.
Jacob, I buried the lead on one of the headlines. I apologize. I meant to tell you this, and I remembered it in the break.
Let's go.
Are you ready? Brenna Green, KOIN in Portland, sports anchor, tweeted about the Portland game last night. Here's a new one for you. A week ago, there were so many players that were sick on the University of Portland's men's basketball team that head coach Shantae Leggins had to play scout team to have them finish out a practice. It did not go well. He tore his Achilles in the practice. He had a chair on the sideline so that he could sit during the game last night against Gonzaga, but found himself standing the entire game on a torn Achilles with a boot on, basically. He's got like a cast on his ankle. He coached them to a 22-point underdog win with a torn Achilles that he sustained while playing scout team for his team that was Ken Palm 200 plus. That is college basketball.
That's not gonna. Ouch. Listen, the story gets better, I suppose. That sounds terrible. That sounds pretty terrible. So good for him. Good for them. Man, that's what makes college basketball great, doesn't it?
Oh, I love it so much.
I love
college. And that's what everybody talks about of like the college football playoff. It's a perfect example. It's just like, why are we like, what are we even letting this group of 5 team in here for? Like, it's like, because man, what's the point of college athletics if you can't all have a chance, you know?
Why not? Right? Because why wouldn't you let them in?
Like what the people who say this want to grind my gears more than anybody else on earth. It's like why don't we just have a 64 team of Power Fives? Like, why do we need to put these guys? It's like, do you watch the tournament? What are you talking about?
They don't like. It's not that you think that team's going to win the whole thing.
No,
it's that you
but
think
they
that
have
team
they have to have a chance.
They might win one, right?
Who cares? They just have to have a chance.
It's the great fallacy of the NCAA tournament. The Cinderella idea is such a fallacy.
That's why
win the tournament.
College basketball is so good, no matter what level you want to watch it at. Like, if you are a fan of the SWAC, if you're a fan of the Patriot Conference or whatever it is,
the American,
even the American too. It's just like, is a team of your conference going to go to the Final Four? No, but if they win that conference tournament, they're going to have the opportunity to.
Speaking of the American, I'm going to need. You pointed this out yesterday, and I will bet you that I have not ever once referred to it as the American since that. When did they make that official change? Last year was the first year
after last, or like this summer? Yeah,
this summer. Okay. I've been calling them the AAC here. I've been calling them the AAC on TV. I've been calling them the AAC literally everywhere. I have not stuck to that mandate. You pointed that out yesterday. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't ever call them the American. I mean, I say the American, but in reference to it being the American Athletic Conference.
I know.
I haven't stuck to that edict at all. And as we were talking about that yesterday, I'm like, why would they do that? College. I mean, I guess we have Big 12.
It's because of the AC. It's because of the ACC and AAC.
Yeah, and that makes sense. But I just don't know that. I don't know that we're gonna get people calling it the American.
People call it the Sun Belt. They don't call it the SBC.
Yeah, no, that's what I just was stopping myself on Big 12, right? Big 10.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Maybe,
the only people that do it are SEC.
I bring that up, like
WCC.
I would have, like listeners, commenters, whatever. How many people are calling it the American, and how many people are still calling it the AAC?
I'm sure everybody's calling. To my point that I was making, like the UMKC thing, like I'm always going to call it UMKC. But if I'm building out graphics for professional use,
right,
I'll put Kansas City.
Me too. You're not wrong. It needs to say the American, which it's a totally separate conversation. It's too long for graphics purposes. But like, I'm just sitting there wondering. I'm like, has that stuck at all? Because it obviously didn't for me. It just wasn't not even on my radar that they changed.
I know
the
it's
name.
I agree. It's the fact that like they changed the name, but they didn't change the name. It's not like they changed it to the United States Conference and you call it the USC or something like that. But like,
Sidebar. All right, let's talk Super Bowl. We haven't talked again. I know I keep saying this. Is the Super Bowl dominating headlines like it normally does?
That was a conversation that we had last night. Reporter talk here. This should be a segment. It's just reporter talk of how reporters talk about things. Talking about it last night, it's like, yeah, it's Super Bowl week. This is weird, like every single week of our lives for the every single week, the first week of February for the last 4 years basically has just been like throwing Chiefs headlines in and getting as much Chiefs sound bites in as we can. And now it's just like,
that's local coverage. I'm talking about for the whole country. And I don't know. And I like, this is interesting. And maybe it's interesting for Max. Like, I feel like all the talk about this Super Bowl has been about past Super Bowls with the Patriots. What's Tom Brady saying? What about Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame? Like everything, like there's very little talk about the 2026 New England Patriots as we're talking about them back in the Super Bowl. It's been about the old Patriots.
Now that you're saying that, the only things that I have seen are old Patriots things and Sam Darnold. And that's the only thing that I've seen anybody talk to.
What's that again?
It's only here in Smallville.
You think nationally it's catching the same run? You think the 2026 Patriots are catching the same run nationally as the Tom Brady Patriots did?
Yep.
I'd say I don't think so. Other than Drake May has a shoulder injury. But like even when I'm seeing the coverage, I'm looking right now at ESPN. What do you think the headline is? It's Tom Brady's comments, and it is the criticism of Brady's comments fair. Like that's all we've been talking. Everything has been when Vrabel was a player. Brady, what does Brady think? Is this Brady? Belichick's not in the Hall of Fame. Now Robert Kraft's not in the Hall of Fame. Like, what about Drake May, guys? Drake May's awesome. How's that shoulder? What are the Patriots? Are they going to be able to run the ball in this game? Like, I'm seeing none of that. None of it. It's strange.
I think it's a lot of the fact of sports fans, sports media probably kind of skew towards headlines that have to do with legacy. And I think that
and I agree with all that.
It's an anniversary day today, boys.
Max wants us to point out that on this day in 2016, Tom Brady came back from 25 points down to beat the Falcons. So
what a day!
What a day!
The little guy's got it done again, Max.
Didn't see your boy coming back from 25 down. He had 2 chances.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He wilted.
Who?
Against the Eagles and against the Buccaneers. He wilted.
You talking about Mahomes?
25 down.
I don't know, Max. I don't know what your obsession with the Chiefs is clinical. Max.
In 2007, I'll never.
I'm telling you, Max. Let me bring up this point. We've talked about this. Remember the argument we had about the Jacksonville reporter telling the coach that you'd have won Duval? We talked about that, and like it's not a bad thing to be a fan. It's a worse thing to be a hater. Max isn't a Patriots fan. Max is a everybody else hater.
He's a Chiefs hater.
I hate them and anything from New York except pizza.
They do have good pizza, as we've discussed. But either way, back to the original point, where is the love for Drake May in this year's Patriots team? And it is like, it's interesting to me that it is the Patriots because their origins are built on the very thing that's happening to this year's Patriots team. It's the fact that everybody's just ignoring them. It's Sam Darnold and his story back. It's the margins of wins for the Seahawks. It's the old Patriots, not this Patriots. We're talking about Tom Brady and the good old, like it might be happening again. Like, are we doing the same thing we did in, whatever it was, 2002? Like this year's, look, I know their schedule has been soft. So what? They got there. They got there in the AFC.
No.
They didn't. It's not their fault the Chiefs were bad or the Ravens were bad.
I don't know. I feel like the more that I've listened to things, the more that I'm seeing people talk themselves into the Patriots in this game.
I think that's what's happening to me. And I can't get there. I don't think, but that's what's happening to me too. It's just like guys, what about the Patriots that are also in the Super Bowl? What about Drake May's MVP season?
I have a theory.
Yes.
Brady said that because if it's not about him, it doesn't count.
I don't even know what Brady said. I don't really care.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
Oh, well, he's in that. Oh, he's in an
Max probably lost sleep over that last night.
No, I did. I don't care. I'm getting rid of all my Brady jerseys because he got
he's
spoiled
fat?
by the Brazilian skank. But he stood there at that ceremony with the statue. Oh, I'm a patriot for life, and he doesn't have a dog in the fight.
That's what I'm saying. You hate him now, don't you?
No, I don't hate him. He back there for anybody that saw these guys. He's not an Bird, or Ortiz's status. He's not. But people that know, people that just saw him, yeah. But if anybody that knows Bird, and Ortiz, he's not in that status.
That's interesting.
Because they stayed true.
It's I'm sure one that they get run out of on Boston sport. Do we have a Boston Odyssey affiliate? I'm sure.
Yes, WEI.
They get some run out of that. I just Brady's a broadcaster now. He's supposed to be impartial. And just about everybody that's in the business of covering the NFL would tell you the same thing. Kurt Warner's going to tell you he doesn't have the dog in the fight if the Rams are playing.
No,
right?
Well, off the air, if he wasn't broadcasting that, I bet he would.
I don't. What connection does he still have to that organization? What connection does Tom Brady
Robert
have?
Kraft?
Robert Kraft. I mean, that's his boy Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, I suppose. But at the same time, like, the Seattle story is great. I don't know if he has any connections to Sam Darnold or anybody on the Seattle staff, but those connections run deep. Maybe there's an assistant coach on Seattle's staff that he has some connection to. I don't know. But I don't think it's weird that he doesn't have a dog in the fight. Like, he doesn't play for them anymore. He knows people all around the league. He owns the Raiders. He doesn't own the Patriots. So, again, the headline becomes that. And the headline should be, are we beginning to see like a legacy begin for Drake May? They were just massive underdogs. And this dude with, quite frankly, very little to work with on the offensive side of the ball is an MVP candidate. And he has a bum shoulder. I think it was Ross Tucker on the Dan Patrick Show this week here on KFH was saying that there you could see something when May was talking. He was demonstrative with his non-hurt arm shoulder, and the other one he said was perfectly still, just like an idiosyncrasy he noticed at media day.
I saw Dr. Chow yesterday on.
What did Chow say?
He said it looks fine to him.
Okay. I think it's probably okay. And by the way, I think if May's impact on this game comes on the ground, May as a runner to me is that thing. If the Patriots can play good enough defense, that's the thing where I'm like, if this game gets mucky and is like 17-13 or whatever, where it's you're getting into that fourth quarter and one big play could flip the game upside down. There are two things, to your point, TJ, that keep people, I think, getting talked into the Patriots. It's Sam Darnold's propensity to make a mistake, and it's Drake May's propensity to take off and run. Those are the two things for me where I'm like, if this game's tight late, those two things come into play. Now I get it. Like, I get where some of the like sharp sentiment is sort of kind of leaning into the Patriots a little bit, because both of those things are huge parts of these teams' identities, or Darnold's historic identity, I suppose. And if they come into play, Seattle better get on them early. And I think that they can. And we'll find out tomorrow. We'll make picks. I still think I'm on Seattle.
So it's still 4.5?
Hasn't moved
4.5?
an inch.
Right? 4.5?
Yeah, 4.5. It's been 4.5 from wire to wire. So nothing. I thought for sure Seattle would end up being like a 6.5 point favorite by the time this was all said and done.
That's what I'm saying. People are
My
talking.
guess is a bunch of money's flooding into the Patriots. Like if
so.
we went to quantity of voters, it'll be more Seattle. If we go to dollars bet, I think that's where it's pretty even.
Yep. I'd agree. I don't know. I think it just depends on the way that the game wants to play out. You know, obviously if it's going to be a shootout, Seattle's going to win.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure. Yes. They're a much better offense. overall. They're much more dynamic offense overall. But it's weird because Seattle's defense is fantastic. Seattle's defense might even be better. But if this game stays ugly and stays tight, I'm like, there are some real worlds where the Patriots could find a way to cover that number, if not pull it out. I do think it's one of those, like, if I'm on the Patriots, I'm taking the points. I don't think I'm getting into like a Patriots money line situation, but I'm for, like, if I get to that point, I'm taking that 4.5.
That's the first thing that I thought about whenever you said that, is that, like, if you find yourself in an ugly and close game, it's going to stay ugly and close one way or another. That's the thing, is that the way that you can see the script playing out, whether that be a Patriots win or a Seahawks win by 2 or a Seahawks win on a field goal or something like that.
And history has taught us some valuable lessons with these where we think the favorite is a bigger favorite than they are. Seattle has been dominant this year, and they have beat some really good teams all year long to get to this point. That is such an underrated part of the NFL, is the schedule that you play. Seattle played a great one. New England played a way soft one. Continued into the playoffs to some degree, although New England played great defenses. How much does that factor into a Super Bowl with 2 weeks to prepare and everything on the line? And, I'm curious to see it. Here's the other thing too. If you're Seattle, wouldn't you like the game to slow down and kind of be ugly? Take the air out of the ball a little bit. Don't give Sam Darnold a chance to make mistakes. I think that's probably the way they'd like to play it.
I don't know.
That's why at 4.5, I'm like,
I don't think so. I think I guess the Patriots defense is good though. Like, that's the thing that's the thing that keeps coming back. But I think
the Rams defense.
I don't think that I guess you can make the argument about Darnold's oblique, but, like, I think that's where they would thrive, is Sam Darnold playing his tail off, basically. And he has this year.
You get the Sam Darnold level of play that against the Rams, and this seems like an obvious statement, but the Patriots aren't keeping up with that the way the Rams
that's what I'm
did.
saying. Like, I don't think that the Seahawks want to ground and pound and take the ball out of his hand. Like, I think that's where they want to thrive. I don't think that they want to in the fact that they'll need to, but I think that's what could give them the edge early, I guess.
Do you trust him to do it, though? Do you trust
I
him
think
to do
they
it?
do.
I think
he's shown you. I think that he's shown you a track record all season long and all of last season, except for the playoffs last year.
Last season in the playoffs, he was awful.
That's what I'm saying. All of last season except for the playoffs. But, like, at some point, you just got to let go of the fact that it's Sam Darnold and just say, hey, we have a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League.
No offense, Max. It's so hard not to root for Darnold in this game. It really is. Rick brings up a good point, by the way, on Brady. This is to what I was saying. He's hiring Clint Kubiak into Vegas, the offense. So, yeah, like, he knows people on the Patriots. He also knows people on the Seahawks side. So it's fine if he wants to just watch the game without a dog in the fight. All right, we'll come back. Tim Fitzgerald should be with us next. Oh, boy. What's going on in Manhattan? What's the reality of this situation? That's what I want to know from Fitz. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, that insider Tim Fitzgerald joining us here from Manhattan. Fitz, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's supposed to be 60 degrees today, so I apologize to the neighbors if I do a little light streaking.
Yeah, bring it. Let's go. That's the energy we need for this kind of weather. We should be celebrating it. GoPowerCat.com. There may or may not be videos of said streaking. We'll leave that. How about that for a tease? But here we go, Fitz. I would love to ask you and start with signing day and football and all of the things, but we can't do that because the basketball coach in Manhattan, after the game on Saturday, one of the worst losses in school history by, margin at home, said that he's not disappointed in the loss, which I get it. Like, it's silly to take all this stuff to direct context. I think we all understand what he means, but man, the optics matter, and the optics are just not good right now.
No, they're not. Jerome Tang, excuse me, is in a position that no matter what he says, and he's right about this, someone runs with it. If he says his team played poorly, he's, throwing his team under the bus. If he says he didn't coach well, that's your job. I mean, you got to coach better. There's literally nothing he can say to placate people, nor should he be expecting that. And I think his press conference the other day was a train wreck. And to tell the fans that he owes them no explanation is unbelievable. Just a horrific thing for a coach to say, because at the end of the day, it's the fans who pay you. Without them, you don't have a job. I think he's just in a position now where he doesn't know what to say, so he's just saying stuff, and someone's got to get him some coaching on this, because he's making everything so much worse.
Yeah, I said basically it's at the point now where you're completely right and he's completely right that no matter what he said, people are just going to get upset at him anyways. And now it feels like it's almost like he's kind of panicking up there. And again, the thing that I've said all week long, Fitz, is that we're not really going to sit here and judge him based on his press conference ability, because at the end of the day, who really cares? But when you're not winning the basketball games, the press conference, the point of it is to try to inspire faith, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, and I think it's almost an admission now that he can't do that. I mean, he's burned all his goodwill, and the basketball program is in a position now that he's put it in that I don't know how it can be rescued in the short term, because he's leaned on the transfer portal and not high school recruiting. He's only got 2 true high school recruits. Kostic, his Serbian player, is technically a freshman, but I don't expect him to be back because I'm told the NIL money is mostly going away. So what's that leave him with to recruit? He's not been efforting in the prep space very much. He hasn't really tried anything but the very best players in the country and keeps missing. So he's going to have to go back to the portal and do it one more time, but this time with far less money. So that should get entertaining.
Well, let's talk cheddar. Let's talk money, Fitz. I see a lot of, and the other problem with that specific news conference after the game is it brings the national eyes onto this situation, which is never good, because the national eyes will they just they don't have the time to spend with the intricacies of the program, and they'll just say, well, it doesn't matter what it takes. They have to make a change. You're like, well, no, it does matter what it takes, because what it takes is $20 million they ain't got.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not simple, and people want it. Like, that's the easy answer for people. It doesn't matter what it to just go find $20 million. I mean, you can't just go find $20 million. So
if you can find $20 million, you're going to put it into football recruiting.
That's the one thing that I've said about all this stuff, Fitz, is that if they were going to do this, it's almost a year too late because of the way that the House settlement has changed this stuff. Like, it's going to take $20 million that's either going to come out of their budget to pay for football, or if a donor says, hey, here's $20 million, we don't want him here anymore, you would say, are you sure you don't want to just use that for a roster? Like, that's $20 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite the pickle that they're in, because look, they need to get out of this contract. The only way out of it's with money. Nobody's rolling in money right now, because if you've got extra money, you're going to go get better players. The reality is the importance of college basketball has been greatly diminished in terms of the business side of college athletics. It's not the driver anymore, or it never was, but football is even more powerful as the driver of your entire financial situation. So sinking money into basketball now doesn't make much sense. But also, you can't let your basketball program just rot and die. That's going to have profound effects on your fan base. So, because basketball's got a tradition at K-State, it goes back a long ways. Us olds know it, and that's what the NIL donors were trying to do, revive it. But I don't know how you come up with $18 million for a buyout. Yeah, it drops to $15 million here pretty soon. What's that matter? I mean, you keep 'em around another year at 15 and keep another at 12. And how long do you let this go on before you just find a way to get this done?
Well, that's what we all want to say, but we're not the ones balancing the budget either.
Yep.
Outside of, and you're closer to this, I think, than certainly than me, I think, than TJ. Outside of one of the big players stepping in and saying, I'm stroking that check, go make the change. It doesn't work. You can't. Like, how do you just unbalance things so much and put yourself in such a hole in so many other places? I really do think, Fitz, the only option is to cross your fingers and hope that they can find the mix of players that works, because I don't see it. Like, I don't see the path to buying that out. It's too big.
Yeah. I mean, one plan would be just to take on a little bit of debt, and in the big picture of athletic debt, 18 million isn't crippling in any way.
But it is when you can't use that money to go put together a roster. You're going to set the next coach up to fail.
I know it's a horrific contract, and fans have not totally, blamed Gene Taylor for this contract. But I want to remind everyone, I don't remember hearing anyone say, don't fight to keep Jerome Tang. Just let him go.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, I remember do whatever you have to do.
You
and
were
he did that.
so right about that. So
the Naismith Coach of the Year.
Yes. I really don't know of any situation similar to this. Let's be honest, I don't study every college athletic program, but a coach who had such extreme high in his first season, and maybe Tommy Bowden, Auburn football, and then just kind of crashes to earth after that. Gene Chizik kind of did the same thing at Auburn, I believe. So, yeah, it's a really weird situation that a guy can go from looking absolutely brilliant and a master motivator of not only the players but the fan base to what we now have, which is a very defensive man who seems to be way in over his head. We don't see players showing improvement through the year. And so that brings us back to this. Okay, so you're going to recruit with less money and try to develop players. You have shown no ability to develop players. You have shown no interest in developing players. You have shown interest in buying players. And here's what I've been saying, and I truly believe it. He has assembled 4 teams. He has not assembled a program in any way. Mm-hmm. He goes every year as a different year, and you go find players, and that's my team for this year. But you got to have a structure, a framework of a program. And the foundation of that is high school recruiting and guys that are in your program long term. You could almost say that the collapse of this program is the departure of David Gasson, who, came in as a sophomore. So they had 3 years of him, something they don't get out of many players. And he really, this team is what last year's team would have been without David Gasson. No workhorse, no guy that leads the way with effort. And the problem is they haven't put their time into high school recruiting. The fall signing period's long gone, and there's not much left for next year. But they're going to have to find some dudes.
I have no idea what it's going to look like next year. Fitz, I don't know if you saw, I got to speak with Gene Taylor a little bit about it, and then basically he said along the lines of like, we trust him to figure it out, which has made its way around the fan base, and everybody wants to have the reaction to it. But at the end of the day, Fitz, what else are you supposed to say as athletic director, especially the athletic director that has to make the decision of $20 million buyout?
Right. At the end of the day, he's Gene's employee. And I admire him for not publicly saying anything. He's just going to show him support and handle all personnel stuff behind a closed door, which is the way any boss should do it. This is just much more high profile than other times. Great interview. In some ways, I feel for Gene. In other ways, that contract, every time I look at that contract, I think it's worse than the last time I looked at it.
It's not good, Fitz. I've told TJ, I've given the directive. I want to be slapped the next time that I say a school must find a way to keep that coach after they have a big year. I'm over it. I'm done with it. Yep. When you hire a coach, a young coach, a guy like Tang, first opportunity to be a head coach, you give him the contract and you say, if you leave, you owe us $50 million. Take it or leave it. Period.
Something we're not talking about here.
And we'll work on an extension when your contract is up.
All the wishful K-Staters keep talking about that St. Louis coach setting the world on fire. Guess what? If you pay $20 million to fire Jerome Tang, you've got to pay a new coach. They can't do that, can they?
No.
And then when they come in and he has success in year one, you got to pay even more to extend him so somebody doesn't take him away. And you face another $30 million buyout.
Hey, Jacob, do you have any circus music you can put under this?
The agents, these coaches, Fitz, they got too much power.
Yep.
At the same time, can you set me up with one of these agents? I need
to
work on my contract negotiations.
Here's the bottom line. Is athletics for a long time has been the good old boy system. You can't negotiate contracts that way anymore. ADs are getting taken to the cleaners by professional agents and giving these guys everything they want, even if it's not in the best interest of the athletic department. Shame on ADs.
All right, Fitz, go powercat.com. We appreciate it.
Okay, boys.
We'll be right back.